Right. Think about this. We have the Chariot coming up as your underlying energy. And I want you to, the Chariot is about making progress. It is about, it's a victory card, right? And it's victory from our own determination efforts. Now, when you get the Chariot, which I see as a fast moving energy, it can be quite frightening, right? When we're, think about, there's a bike on this one, which I absolutely love. She sat on her bike there. You know, it's fast moving. It's kind of, hold on, or you're going to fall off. Let's go. Where are we going? That's why we need to balance the head and the heart and keep everything straight, because we're trying to move fast in this direction, make use of that energy. But it's bookended, this reading, by, it ends with the Eight of Wands, which is also fast moving energy. It's very quick and can be kind of overwhelming. In fact, have a look. There's a little person on a bike under there as well. So there's this energy of movement. And with the Fool coming up in the future, you may have to think very quickly on your feet. I'm telling you that now in December. Like jumping into things or not having real time to consider, is this part of what I want to do? Which actually, I will say this, you're very good at. You're built for that, Sagittarius. You are built for that ability to kind of jump into new things. Now, not all Sagittarians. I know you say that, but that's the energy of Sagittarius. I'm not talking about Sagittarius people. The energy of Sagittarius allows that ability to kind of jump into things very quickly, to be very spontaneous. Spontaneous is the word that kind of comes up here. But the whole point of this, of why you're able to jump into things quickly and why, you know, you would feel good in yourself being able to do that, is with this Ace of Cups Chariot combination that comes up as an underlying energy. Ace of Cups, what's in your cup, right? Aces are they hold the potential of the whole suit. So the Ace of Cups holds the potential of becoming that Ten of Cups, of that whole cycle that's going to take us to get to that Ten of Cups. We'll just come out of a Ten of Cups moment when the Ace of Cups comes up. So cycles, right? And this is about, I see this, I know this. It's what's going to drive me forward now. Whatever that destination I've set myself with the Chariot is something that I love. It makes me feel good. It's coming from a heart space. I love that. Absolutely adore that energy coming out, because if that's the underlying energy, which is what we're infused with right now, you know, the Ace of Cups, that's love, that's emotional growth, that's spiritual growth, that's my cup is overflowing. I have plenty of stuff to give here now. But where are we going with that? That's kind of, and I think that's one of the key question marks that comes up around this, is where am I going? I kind of know what will make me happy. I mean, it's not the Nine of Cups, it's the Ace of Cups. So that's the emotions and the feelings that you have, how you have grown emotionally, how you have grown spiritually. But you're getting ready to take it out into the world. Now and the reason I'm going with that is we have the Magician in the past. So I kind of get the sense that for a lot of you, you kind of know, like, you know, the Magician has knowledge and all the tools. But does the Magician have the confidence to use what she knows and the tools that she has to get what she wants? Now, I'm going to say this as well for some of you. Some of you have been manifesting. You know, this is a card of manifestation. I don't usually go there with the Magician. But when we manifest, that might be, okay, well, you know, I'm going to use this knowledge of, I know I'd be happier if I earned this much more, then I'd be able to do this. Like what the life that you're trying to create. So you might have vision boards. You might be talking about stuff. You might be setting your intentions and doing all of that. Just going to say it straight up. And I know some people aren't going to like to hear this, but it's facts. You had all of that, right? But you didn't take action on that stuff. And maybe, no judgment, maybe you didn't know what to do. Maybe you didn't know what to do. Maybe, I don't know where to begin with this. The Ace of Cups tells me you know where to begin with this because you picked up the Ace of Cups. There it is. And that's what the Magician has at her disposal. She has the Ace of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords. She can have any new beginning she wants. But it's almost like having that box of chocolates and you didn't know which one you wanted first. Which one do I want first? Like, it's there, but I don't know what to do. I don't know where to begin with this. December, you figure out where to begin. And even if you're in the middle of something, even if you're like, well, Jane, you know, because the Six of Pentacles is there. I'm in the middle of something. I'm trying to grow something. I'm trying to create something. Although that's the beginning. We're going back to the beginning. This is a new beginning within that. It's fresh energy coming in. It's fresh emotional energy. It's now using how you feel, what you know about your spiritual path. This could be a very spiritual reading for someone, in that the Chariot could then indicate your journey down your spiritual path, your journey that you're on, stepping into your legacy, knowing what would fill your cup, or knowing that I have a full cup now. Let me go out into the world and share this with people, whether it's tarot readings or just talking about stuff, or, community work, whatever it is, whatever the nature of that may be for you. There is this kind of going out into the world and bringing this to people, or doing this. And it feels like it took a bit of time to do this, to pick that cup, to know where to begin. I absolutely adore the King of Pentacles coming up at the heart of this reading, because the King of Pentacles is very much a card about its success, its tradition, its commitment, it's showing up and working on this. And that's why it's taken you so long to pick, to pick it. Because I think you kind of knew, or you will know. I mean, I'm doing this at the 27th of November. It is today as I record this. So I am reading about December-ish. Some of you have already gone through this. Some of you might not go through this till January. Tarot timings being what they are. But the whole point of this is, I think you knew that, especially with the Magician coming up, this is a big new start for me. This is not just, if I start talking to this person, it could become something bigger. If I start showing up and doing community work there, I'm going to get so invested that I'm going to want to run the place or work on the place. Like, you instinctively know, and I think it may have been that, it's that knowledge, that intuition that you've had, that if I do this, if I start channeling or directing my energy into this area, this person, this thing, this situation, I'm going to be committed to it. And I think you weren't sure about that, but you are sure now. That's December for you, that surety, that knowing. And it wasn't so much, that's coming up now in the present, the Six of Pentacles. And the reason I'm going there with that King of Pentacles is that's about, getting yourself in a good place so you can share your gifts. This is the charity card. That's why I keep going for that charitable stuff, or volunteering for stuff, or that kind of energy. But it doesn't have to just be that. It's getting yourself in a good place. Traditionally, the Six of Pentacles, the guy has scales in his hand, and he's making sure he's got one eye on his scales. Are my scales balanced? Am I giving away too much? Am I giving away enough? Do I have excess to give away? And that's the same with her. She's gotten herself in a good place before she can give out these gifts. And they are your gifts. They're your gifts now. I also feel with the Magician, there's so much coming through. And it's been like that the whole of Sagittarius season. I love fire energy. I love Sagittarius energy. But I'm more ramblier than usual, which I don't have a problem with. It's not a put down. I think it's amazing. And if that's how the messages come through, that's how they come through. 8 of Wands, right? But there's so much that comes through these days. And so the other thing with the Magician is that's Mercury. And maybe something that you figured out during this Mercury retrograde that we had in Scorpio season. What did you figure out? What did you figure out about the gifts that you have, or the knowledge that you have, or the tools at your disposal, or, whatever it is? What did you figure out? Because the thing with the Magician is as above, so below. As within, so without. And you've known what's above, that I came here to do this, or my destiny is this, or you're stepping into that kind of energy. Now, as within, you're taking care of that. Ace of Cups. This is how I feel. This is how I want to feel. This is what fills my cup. This is what fills me up. And so I have more to give, and I can take this out. That's the fuel in my engine, as it were, that I can go out there now and distribute this or share this with the world. And I kind of feel it's around, well, it has to be because of the King of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles, around your physical security and stability. This is a long-term story that you're beginning. Or, shoring up. Or maybe this is, you've started it, but you weren't fully committed to it. Now you commit to it. Now you commit to it. And the thing with the King of Pentacles is he's a self-made man. Whatever he does, he rolls up his sleeve and gets stuck in. He works on it. He sees the value in it. And he's like, I'm committed to this. I'm going to do it. I'm going to build it. Pentacles are all about our physical security and stability. So the King of Pentacles, what's the bottom line for him? It's going to be the physical body. It's going to be career. It can be relationships, long-term physical relationships. I'm ready to get into to get engaged, or to move in with someone, or that have that kind of commitment with someone, or to get a business partner. It doesn't just have to be romantic, right? And so with him, it's going to be around what he's committed to and he's ready to put in the work. The whole thing with Pentacles is it takes time to build it because we're building in the real world. Our possessions, our homes, savings, all of that. It takes time to do it. So to see the results of Pentacles energy, that it's something that we must dedicate ourselves to. We commit to it. That's why I kind of feel whatever that long-term thing is that you weren't sure if this is my path, this is what I'm doing. I'm laughing because is that why you weren't ready to commit to this? Is that what the issue was? The Nine of Wands is someone who's either, you were ready to begin something new, but you've been trying to wrap up old stuff. Wrap up old projects that you had, wrap up old commitments that you had. And also, I want to say this, you may have been doing things a certain way. My work's been like this, or this is how I have relationships, or, whatever it is, you did it a certain way and you were almost defensive about changing it. Think about that, because this person has become defensive about that. That, I took so much time and energy to put 9 wands up there. I'm going to defend it now. But it's almost as if I'm getting something very bizarre out of this. How could you commit to something new when you haven't even wrapped up the old thing yet? So it's not your fault. I get it. This has taken time to get to this place, but you're ready. Like, trust that. Trust that. And I want to say this to some of you. You've been waiting for that thing to get wrapped up, but how's it going to get wrapped up? It's not just going to end. It's like at some point, she's the one that's just going to have to say, look, I'm out now. I've done this. I stuck with it long enough. It's gone as far as it can go, because she has that wand in her hand. That's the Ace of Wands. So she already has an idea for something new. Let's go back to the Magician. There's your Ace of Cups there. And she's got that Ace of Wands. The new inspiration, the new creativity. There's been a spark there. But how can you give your time and energy to that new inspiration, new passion, the new whatever it is that you want to do in the world if you're still doing that? And, the problem with the King of Pentacles, all of the kings, that fixed sign energy, and I talk about this in the Aquarius reading sometimes, is we can stay too long. And maybe the only way that old situation is going to be wrapped up is if you start acting on the new one. And, and I know you're thinking, I'm exhausted, Jay. I don't have the energy to do this. I don't have the energy. I'm barely getting that done. But sometimes when we're tired, and I know it's a meme, but I love that meme. Sometimes when we're tired, it's not because we're doing too much. It's because we're doing too much of the bullshit stuff. The stuff that we don't want to do anymore. But we committed to it, or we dedicated ourselves to it. There's a massive shift. This is like big. Like, you will know if this plays out for you, or if this is the energy, because this energy is not going to play out for every Sagittarian, obviously, right? But, you will know if this is your energy because you feel that. And it's in your physical reality, like you're considering that big house move, that relationship change, starting that company, going for that promotion. It's something big that you're committed to. And that's the difference here. That's why the Chariot comes up. Because the Knight of Wands wants that new experience, wants that new adventure. And that's very immediate, that's spontaneous. So I'm just going to go do this, or I'm going to go do that. But this isn't that. This is almost Knight of Pentacles energy coming in. It's the King of Pentacles, not even the Knight, where there's planning and there's dedication. And this is, I'm going to have the adventure of my lifetime. I don't want to live a monotonous, boring, exhausting life and then maybe take 2 weeks off in summer and go on a vacation for that adventure. I don't want that. I want every day to be an adventure. I want the work that I do to be part of this fulfilling thing that fills my cup, that I learn from, that I'm growing in, that I'm doing all of that stuff with. I want to commit to one thing. I want to bring the adventure to where I am. I don't want to have to leave where I am and go off and have an adventure and then get stuck. I hope that makes sense. I hope I'm explaining it as it's coming through, because that's what this is about. That every day is a holiday, that every day is an adventure, that you can have that vibration within you. And you know when you're on vacation and the first day is exciting, everything is new. Second day, you're trying to explore and find out what's going on. By the third, fourth, fifth day, like when you've been up clubbing all night, or, you've been sightseeing and your feet hurt and you're exhausted, you just want a pool day. Like, I just want to chill out. So even an adventure on a holiday, it comes in different things, but it's about feeling your everyday life is like that. The work that you do is like that. That the relationships that you have are like that. That's one of the examples that I used. That, you know, with the Knight of Wands, and I'm saying the Knight of Wands because the Fool's very similar to the Knight of Wands. With the Knight of Wands, which is Sagittarius energy, that's why the Knight of Wands is seen as the one night stand, because it's about quickly experiencing having the fun, but then you get bored. Whereas someone in their power, a Knight of Wands in their power, wherever they go, they bring the party. They don't need to go party hopping and find different parties. They bring the party. And I kind of feel that that's what December is for you, Sagittarius. Very exciting. Now, we're still doing the kind of planning stuff. So as I said, this is what you've been doing. You were getting yourself into a good place, a stable place from where you can now start giving your gifts. And I don't think you're quite there yet. That might be your main lesson for December. It's interesting that she's giving gifts. And I don't mean gift giving in terms of Christmas or whatever. I feel it's more in the energy that you give to whatever that Ace of Wands is, whatever that Ace of Cups is, whatever the destination is that you've set. And even when you set a destination, the point isn't the destination. The point is, how do I get to that destination? That's the exciting part. That's the adventure part, right? It's what we do, what we experience, not just, all right, I got there, came back, you know. Because if you think about an adventure, the whole point of the adventure is the adventure. It's not the coming home part, because that's the ultimate end of the adventure, is flying out there. If you were going to go on holiday or something, flying out there, exploring it, and then coming home. Well, that's the ultimate end of that. That's Chariot coming home in a way as well. It's the whole, what you do in every aspect of that. And so I kind of feel like you were figuring out that where's the balance in this? Maybe you didn't have enough to give to it. You didn't have that energy or the time and the physical time and energy to give to this, the balance between that. I mean, interesting, the Six of Pentacles is also balance. And that is a balance between head and heart with the Chariot. And your head was on board. The Mercury card, Magician, right? Your head was on board with this plan, but now your heart's on board. That's where it's going to work. That's where it can move forward. But I do it every day, so I'm not going to have an outro, but I just want to say this. I love you guys very much. Whatever you get up to December, I hope it's fun, I hope it's safe, and I hope it's everything that you need it to be, even if it's not what you want it to be. I will see you next time. That's all for now. Goodbye.